Hello and welcome to another Easify video. Today, I'm going to show you a trick that comes in really handy if you have a lot of Easify Pro clients to update. Now, if you only have Easify running on a single computer or 2 or 3 computers, then this trick might not save you much time. But if, like some of our customers, you're running Easify Pro on 10 or 20 computers, then this one can save you quite a lot of downtime when it comes to installing updates. So the scenario is, you need to update, say, 10 computers running Easify Pro to the latest version. But when you update the Easify Server, you will then need to update each of the Easify Pro clients, and until you do, they won't be able to log in, as they need to be running the same version as the Easify Server. With the approach I'm going to show you in a moment, you'll be able to install the new version of Easify Pro on each computer before you update the Easify Server, or before we update your Easify Cloud Server for you. Your users can carry on using the old version in the meantime, and when your Easify Server is updated, all of your users can start using the new version all at the same time and with practically no downtime. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so as I said, the scenario here is that you've got, say, 10 or 20 computers all running Easify Pro, and you need to update them all to the same version. Now, if you update your Easify Server and then you update your Easify Pro clients, you're faced with this scenario where you update the Easify Server and then no one can use Easify because they all need to be on the same version. If you went off and then updated all Easify Pro clients to the latest version, well, they still couldn't log in because they wouldn't be the same version as the Easify Server. So I'm going to show you now how you can install a second copy of Easify Pro on each machine, which is the new version, leaving the old version intact. That means everyone can carry on using the old version while you go around adding on the new version onto everybody's desktop. And when you've got everybody with both versions of Easify Pro on their machine, you can then get them all to log off, upgrade the Easify Server, and then get them to log on using the new version. So let me show you how we do that. So the first thing we're going to do is go to the website, www.easify.co.uk, and we go to the downloads page, download Easify v4. And what you need to do here is pop in your email address and click on the email me my Easify v4 download link button. I'd also recommend that you tick the box where we'll occasionally send you an email newsletter. We only send one out about every 2 months. It's usually written by myself, and if I'm sending out a newsletter, it's usually good news, so it's well worth receiving that. It'll be free upgrades and things like that, and interesting things. So I highly recommend you tick the box to get the newsletter updates. Okay, so we download Easify. I've already done this. I've got this saved to my desktop, and we've got set up. Now, the first thing you need to do, this is on every machine you want to do this on, the first thing you need to do is to rename the Easify Pro shortcut. So just click the icon once and then press F2. That's how I rename things. And we'll rename that Easify Pro Old because this will stay on the machine. This version here will stay on the machine, and that will be the old version that we're upgrading from. So what you do then is you run setup. So I'll double click on setup and we'll agree to UAC, user account control. We'll say yes to that. And then we'll let Easify setup do its thing and load, and it'll initialize, and it'll do a few checks and unpack a few files it's going to need for the installation process. Shouldn't take too long. And on the first page, we click next, and then we agree to the end user license agreement. And setup is then going to go off and look for things to upgrade. Now, what you don't want to do here is click on upgrade. What we want to do is choose additional installation, because we want to install a second Easify Pro. So select additional installation, click next, and choose the middle option, Easify Pro Client. So we want to install an additional Easify Pro client. So we'll have two. We'll have the old version and the new version side by side. So click next. This is important as well. This is what makes it work. You need to, just before it says client, click there with a mouse and type in 4.67 or whatever version you're upgrading to. So in the future, if we release version 4.89, you would put 4.89 here. Don't put it after the backslash, because that will basically install a second copy of Easify inside the existing one, which would be bad. You don't want to do that. So just before it says client, change it to say 4.67 client. When you've done that, click next, and Easify Setup will install a second copy of Easify Pro. So now you can see we've got a shortcut on our desktop called Easify Pro. I'll just click that, press F2, do space, and we'll call that Easify Pro New. Now, at this point, we've got 2 Easify Pros. If I right click on this and I say open file location, you can see that we've got all the files for Easify Pro. And they're in this folder, C program files x86/Easify/client. And if I select this one, right click and open file location, and you can see that this one has all the files for Easify Pro, and it's installed in C/program files x86/Easify/4.67 client. So basically that means that we've got the old version that people can carry on using and the new version that they can then use once we've upgraded the Easify server. There's one other thing you'll need to do. If let me show you that. If I close these down quickly, if I click on Easify Pro Old, it'll work as it always did. We can log in, and you can see in the bottom left we're on version 4.60. No problem. Now, if I go to log in to Easify Pro New, and I just log in as administrator. Notice I'm logging in as just a user. I've got sort of classic in-premise licenses here. If I was logging in as a cloud subscriber, this would be an email address, and in which case this wouldn't apply to you. So this next bit only applies if you log in without an email address. If you use an email address as your username, it means you've got a subscription. If you don't have a subscription, you've got a classic license, then this next step will apply. So when we click OK, it's going to say your evaluation period has expired. And we need to fix that. Now you can either click install license and you can go and find your license key and type that in and install it. That's fine. But there's a little trick you can use to speed that up. And what we do is we're just going to copy the license from the old installation to the new one. So right click Easify Pro Old, open file location, and you want to scroll down here and find a file called license. License.lic. Now it may be, if you don't have Windows file extensions showing, this will just say license. So it's either license or license.lic. So that's your license file. If we do the same, right click Easify Pro New, open file location, and if you look in here, oops, let me move that below. If you look here, there is no license file. So all you need to do is right click this one and say copy, and then right click in here and do paste. And that basically installs the license into both. You can only use that on this computer, so you can't copy the license from one computer to another. It won't work. But this saves you having to go and look up which license key you've got on this machine and install it. Okay, let's close those. Now let's see what we get when we launch Easify Pro New. And we log in. And the license is okay, but it's telling us now that we're running Easify Pro version 4.67 and that the Easify server supports Easify Pro 4.6. Well, we know that. We're working towards that. And the advice is either connect to the server with Easify Pro 4.6, which would be this one here, or upgrade the Easify server to 4.67. So in this scenario, you basically do this on all 10 or all 20 machines, and you can do this in slow time. You could do this over the course of a week. And tell everybody, just keep using Easify Pro Old when they log into Easify. And then when you're ready for the Easify server to be upgraded, either you upgrade it yourself or you let us know that you want your Easify cloud server upgraded. Then you would say to everybody, okay, we'll log off Easify for a moment. Everyone would log off, launch setup again. And this is on the Easify server computer. And we'll just run that up. And we'll click next. And we agree to the terms and we click next. And Easify will detect existing installations. This time we actually want to upgrade our Easify server. So we click upgrade, click next. And then in the list, we choose our Easify server. Now don't worry about the Easify Pro clients. Here we have the old existing version 4.60 client that I was using originally in this demo. And then we have the new one that we installed 4.67. Leave those as they are. Select the Easify server, which is version 4.60, and click next. And then this will update the Easify server. And this usually takes a minute or two, depending on how much data you've got. Okay, and that's the Easify server updated. So we click finished. And at this point, you would then say to all your users, okay, you can log back into Easify, just use the new shortcut. So now you launch Easify Pro New and you click OK. And we're logged in and we're on version 4.67. Now, if somebody does forget and they just come in and they launch the wrong version, they launch Easify Pro Old, then they log in and they get the compatibility error message. And this is telling them you are currently running Easify Pro version 4.60. The Easify server you're trying to connect to supports Easify Pro 4.67, i.e. this one. So there's no danger of them using the wrong version, and in which case they would realize the error of their ways and they'd go back and use the new shortcut as they'd been instructed. And you click OK and you're in. So in summary, when you've got a lot of Easify Pro clients to update, the easiest way is to install a second parallel installation of Easify Pro, which is the newer version. You can then go around and do that on all of the machines. Everyone can carry on using the old version in the meantime. When you're ready for your server update, get everybody to log off, update your Easify server to the new version, and then get everyone to log in with the new version. Then after that, you could either uninstall the previous version off their computer, or you could just delete the shortcut and rename Easify Pro New just back to Easify Pro. So in other words, you could right-click Easify Pro and delete the shortcut, and then you could just rename this one to Easify Pro. And then they can carry on as normal. Okay, well, if you've got any questions about updating Easify Pro Client or Easify Server, feel free to ask them in the comments below, or email us, support@easify.co.uk, and we'll do our best to get back to you with an answer as soon as we can. In the meantime, I hope you found this video useful, and until next time, thanks for watching.